Hell yeah.
And no, I didn't say that live on camera. Nearly did. Hello and welcome everyone back to the Dumbass Class with me, the Dyslexic Gamer. Apologies, my phone will keep on going off. Many messages about poor doggo. Rip the doggo.
Don't rip the doggo.
No, R.I.P. the doggo. No. Rip, R.I.P. Also, I'm noticing that the app isn't working. And it's not working for you guys either.
What?
The app that we use that puts everyone's icons in when you talk.
Oh no. Does that mean it's bunjexed?
I don't think so. Like Discord is, OBS is saying that you're all coming through, you're all being heard.
Are we in the right channel? Because we're in. This apparently works now.
Are we?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the. Wait.
Yeah. Are we not usually at Mordheim City of the Damned?
Yeah,
One
we're usually
second.
there.
Hello and welcome. Is this? Hang on, it is connected. Don't go into that one. It's not that one. Trust me. Come back.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
that one.
Go again.
I couldn't even connect into that room.
Wait, what the fuck?
It wouldn't even let me connect into it. So it's definitely not that one.
I think it might be
Hang on. Let me have a
on
look.
your end because we did connect and talk over there.
Yeah, it wouldn't let me. That's the thing.
What the hell?
I should have it on this. So that's the capture. That's the display. That's the Discord chat. That's the one.
We are coming through though.
I'm going to refresh the Discord chat one. So we'll see how it works. No, I think the app's just broken.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the app might just be broken. Unless I have to literally, God damn it! Unless I literally have to stop streaming in order to get Discord. It doesn't matter anyway. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Everyone should know our voices by now. It'll be fine.
Yes, I am Jim.
Hey.
So, as a reminder of what has happened in the last couple of episodes, so our group travelled to complete the mission for the Adeptus Mechanicus, or a person of interest in the Adeptus Mechanicus, to find the missing Magos. After arriving at the Servitor Research and Command Labs, they uncovered that the Magos was indeed here. Or at least his body was. After defeating the Archaeotech defense systems, the ever-trustworthy Peeper Skull abandoned the group and returned to his master, where after a few adjustments, self-made, the Magos lives within the Peeper Skull. After a very terrible voice choice, which I apologise massively for. Oh, by the way, in 3 days, Subverse is released.
Oh, for God's sake!
Really?
It is. It was announced on. They announced it on.
Announce that on your stream?
Yeah, I will. Look, I am half tempted to stream Subverse on YouTube and see what happens.
I don't think you should do that,
No,
buddy.
all I'll do is whenever a sex scene comes up, I'll just go to blank screen. So there'll be no sexual innuendos, comedy, and maybe I can get away with. And anyway, I'm a small channel. If they ban me, it's not like it's going to affect my money income, is it? It's something to think about. But yeah, I chose a terrible... I used a fuckbot's voice for some strange reason. I don't know why. But that voice has been edited. After the group reconnected with the Magos. Shut up! Sorry, I'm having lots of family sending condolences to my cousin because his dog died today.
Oh.
So
you can technically always just mute your family for a little bit.
Yeah, I know, but that means I've got to go into my phone and go into the I will. If there's a moment of pause, I will. The messages should stop soon. Like I've seen messages from everyone. They're now discussing shit in the chat. Anyway, so yeah, after speaking with the Magos and Heinrich and him coming to a consensus that they would at the very least assist each other in the immediate future. In other words, helping him get his body up and running. Heinrich was given the command code to take control of this facility. So now the player group has a proper base to conduct missions from, with all the modern luxuries that a rogue trader is used to. Hot showers, decent kitchen, soft beds, a extra bedroom for changing in. The group went and explored the area.
Inside.
Yeah. But in fact, Cooney has also taken 2 bedrooms for her own use, so not just a rogue trader thing.
Yes.
So yeah, we had a loot episode last week and a combat episode the week before. After you've spent a few hours looting the place, claiming bedrooms and doing stuff, we are now in the position where you've all come together. Some of you are smelling a lot better. I should imagine it's Cooney and Heinrich, whereas, Mechanicus don't care about body odor. Not an issue.
Well, no, they do apply scented oils.
They
it's
do.
Still like a proper lubricant,
But
for
like the French.
metal joints and stuff.
Yeah. But they're just not bothered about a bit of body odor, Covers up with, say
There's not
with
much
a bit
body
of oil.
left to odor.
This is also true. They have congregated in the dining rec room area where they are now congregated, and you can see them on screen. Also, a little, in case any of you didn't know, if you're putting auras around things, like as you'll see, there is a Bobdrick. He has an aura around him. You can do it to 0 points. That's why his aura is so small, because I did 0.1. In the size, yeah, you can actually do it to decimal points. There is a reason why I've had to give Bob his own aura, because we have another possible Bob, or a weaker version of Bob in the facility.
My aura is too strong to be just 0.1. There we go.
See, that's what it is when it's too big. It takes up too much room. But you can do it to
Yes,
points.
but that is my aura, aka my BO.
The stank.
But I did take a shower, so that comes to 0.
This is true. This
Hell
is
yeah.
true. We'll have to gradually push it up as the weeks go on between your wash.
Okay, I'm writing that down for an idea. I'm keeping that fucking.
Every episode you get a 0.1 to show how dirty you are and how much you smell. So, you've all congregated. The battle servitor from upstairs has come down and is currently acting as a larger mobile unit for the Magos. I was actually going to open up his character sheet. He doesn't have a proper character sheet. He just uses the Magos character sheet. Well, I wanted to bring up so I have his name on hand, and I think that's Adeptus Mechanicus. There it is. Okay. He is the Magos errant, the jack of all trades, attached to the rogue trader fleet, and his name is Degradrak.
What?
Dietrich.
Oh,
Dietrich.
Little D. Also, he has no nameplate.
The Grandrick. I believe it's the Grandrick. We're going to call him the Magos for now, or you can call him the Errant.
Oh yeah, you put it in the chat as well.
Yeah.
You can just call him the Dick.
You can call him the Big D if you want. That's fine. That'll be funnier. That'll be funnier later on because I've already got his new body ready. But that'll be funny later on. You can call him the Errant, the Magos, or he is basically he's a tech priest from Riser. Something that the other two don't know, but Cray does, is that Cray attempted to access the Magos's body before the Peeper Skull had gained access to it. Cray found out that there is quite possibly an Eldar fuck, what are they called?
Soulstone?
No. Who are the high-ranking members of the Eldar?
Oh,
the
Farseer?
Farseer, yes. There is a Farseer soul within him.
Huh.
And some Eldar technology.
We also have a Eldar crystal soulstone somewhere too, right?
You do. You acquired it as loot.
Yeah.
So we technically have two Eldar to talk to.
Yeah, technically. I mean,
but one's dead. Well, one's definitely dead. The other is maybe dead.
I mean, they're technically both
Eldar.
dead.
They don't technically die.
No, they are technically. They no longer have a corporeal body to manage as their own, but they can both technically be communicated with if you're a psyker or if you have certain technologies. It's a lot easier if you're a psyker. I'll just put it that way. Or if you have an Eldar who can, stick them in a Wraith bone construct and then they can actually, have a body to use.
To sing the vocal cords with the Wraithbone construct, though. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, you do. Or they do, or they have to create one so that they can speak. Yes, at the moment you're all sat down in very comfortable surroundings. Ramen has been provided. Tens of thousand-year-old ramen has been provided. But hey,
yeah, but it's still good.
It is. The Magos is sat on the coffee table at the moment. His little servo manipulators are currently working on some components that he's trying to repair. As everyone sits down and has a moment, the Magos puts down, with his little tiny manipulator hands, he puts down the components he was working on. So I believe we must discuss what is next course of action, Rogue Trader. And alliances, and which factions you wish to work alongside.
Well, I mean, we already have a brief outline of who we are allied and neutral with, as well as who we are hostile with. There's no point sugarcoating it. From your perspective, what would you believe of your remaining brothers and sisters in the Mechanicum? I would like to see your perspective on things.
Very well, Rogue Trader. I can guarantee the loyalty and the security of those who are from Riser. We share a common bond, and that bond is stronger than iron. The others, however, I am less accepting of, although Heteronomicus is a brilliant explorator. His obsession with the quest of knowledge blinds him to the greater perils that will dominate the Imperium, should we allow dogmatic learnings to cloud our judgment. But he is not an enemy of the Imperium or myself, although he would be less than inclined to assist those of Ryza. It would not surprise me if he is currently keeping my subordinates in lower positions to assist his own. But many Magoses would do the same. I can guarantee that I am doubtful that you know their designations. If you have met the remaining remnants of the Adeptus Mechanicus on Weld, the Magos Biologus is a steadward companion of mine, although we were separated when I joined the Rogue Trader fleet. I can count them as an ally. An engine seer, G707, is also of Ryza and a starward companion. Their secrets will remain secret with you and myself. Those of the Leif worlds are not as dogmatic as Mars, but they hold the Adeptus Mechanicus oaths as sacred, and they will cause issues should you choose to procure items of interest that are not, he pretends to cough, strictly Imperial.
If Kuni is present, she would just smirk under the helmet.
And it's all in low Gothic. He very rarely speaks in binary. He does often speak in high Gothic. But he very much seems to be a Magos who is used to dealing with non-Adeptus Mechanicus peoples.
Okay. Right.
Huh.
Good to know. This is a little bit dare I say, but what would be your previous opinion on the ecclesiarchy elements on the world?
He scoffs. The ecclesiarchy are fools. Although I hold the God Emperor in greatest respect, he is the Omnissiah's corporeal form after all. Their dogmatic view on his teachings hold them in ignorance of this world and its potential. Whilst their combat prowess, the sisters, are of immense potential, their lack of willing to follow orders and to hold the line makes them a double-edged sword. They can, however, be swayed. I would not class them as an enemy, but neither an ally. But they would eliminate me should they know I am of Ryza, if they had the chance.
Right. Okay.
If you are speaking for their inept leader, the young fool that claims to be a deacon, he should be eliminated at once. Removed.
I have a grin. I do not like the deacon.
The leader of the sororitas, although far too dogmatic for my liking, is at least reasonable in her understanding that duty and honor should be upheld. But the deacon There is something strange about him. The fact that he holds such power at such a young age, the fact that the sisters do not remove him from his position, alarms me. But of course, removing him would be difficult. It would have to be done in ways that prevent us from being in their ire. The people that are at I believe it is called the Sky Tower. It was formerly a entertainment system. The archaeotech within that tower is of the utmost importance, and yet they do not understand its value. They hold it as a shrine to the god Emperor, a man this world does not know. And the people they are coercing into dogmatic belief that does not sit right with me. They are of a warrior breed. They are strong, reliable, and I have seen them in combat. They were most impressive. And their mechanics. I would like to acquire them all and plunder their knowledge. Not in an Adeptus Mechanicus sense. He looks over at Cray. I do not wish them harm. But they have knowledge and understanding that we sadly lack, especially those of dogmatic, ritualistic understanding.
Ooh. Okay.
Out of character, I'm holding back so much because of Koni's personality. Because if this was any of the other characters that I've played, I would be like, I like this guy. He's kind of, psychotic.
He's kind of psychotic, but I like his vibe.
Yeah, like, it's disgusting. Personally, I like it.
Oh, God. I gotta admit, I do agree with him. I do think we need to get rid of the deacon, because I think the sororitas leading the ecclesiarchy side of things will be much better off in the long run, as well as.
I must ask though, would it be wise to maybe perhaps I forgot the name of the old man, but perhaps aid the old man and we take control of the tower? I don't know if that's
The mechanics?
Yeah. That's just I thought I just said.
You have conversed with their mechanics. You know of them
Yes.
by name.
A few of them. We have assisted them a couple of times, and they have requested our aid as well.
This is most
fine
fortuitous. Sorry, he's gone into Peeper for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, he's slowly getting more and more peeper.
I think it's because he's a bit of a weirdo and a creep. My mind went, no, he shouldn't be so regal.
He's gonna start feeling up the fucking tech or the mechanics.
No, he won't go that far, Peeper. He won't go that far.
Just don't show him any feet.
He's not going to lick the archaeotech. No. But he can't, he hasn't got a tongue. I would agree, Rogue Trader, that it is a great asset to work alongside their mechanics. But I would also point... He kind of looks a little like as if he shouldn't really be... The ab-humans on this world possess a disturbing level of mechanical knowledge and understanding, disturbing only in their abilities to know things that the Mechanicus has forgotten long ago. They should, if possible, be utilized for this. If not, he looks over at Cray, not really sure if... I would not normally suggest an abhuman be inducted to the Adeptus Mechanicus. It would be heretical. However, there are those who have inducted a particular abhuman strain into the Adeptus Mechanicus, or at the very least attempted to, and with differing degrees of success. I do, of course, speak of the species. He gives a very long number with brackets and all sorts of, and finishes off with designation the squat.
Oh, okay. There is a abhuman variant. Oh, well, yeah, it's an abhuman variant, or like a variation
A stable
of humanity,
mutation, of course.
It's much closer to humanity than what the Fetids appear. Although we do have other forms of beastmen and such.
Of course, yes, there are many differing strains of humanity within the Imperium. Many of those are kept as lower citizens, as is right. I would regret if their species were placed in such a position and their knowledge lost. Should their knowledge be gained and they end up in such a position, well, that would be an acceptable outcome. They would never be accepted in the Adeptus Mechanicus as a whole. But for a group on an unknown world under a rogue trader house with a particular backing by certain magi, it is possible. They would never be accepted, of course. They would be executed if found by Mars. But we are a long way from Mars, rogue trader.
We are indeed. Besides, they don't need to be accepted, they just need to be tolerated. And in our little corner of the galaxy.
Unfortunately, the species known as, and he gives another really long designation, the Jacaro, are much in a similar position. Although not an abhuman species, they are clearly Xenos in nature. But their understanding of technology, their ability to create digi-weapons, something that is lost to many Forge worlds, very few contain that knowledge, yet they can create them at will. It was a shame the Adeptus Mechanicus deemed them excommunicatus. But the Inquisition have means. They have acquired many of that Xenos species for their own purposes. I would not like to see such a valuable resource, rogue trader, be lost to our grasp. And perhaps it is possible for a skilled biologist to make them more human in appearance.
That is a thought I never had before, I must say. We shall see. Going to... What the fuck?
I
Whom the fuck pinged me?
do have one other group that needs to be discussed. Have you met the heretics? Do you know of the Screaming Valleys?
Yes, we know of the Screaming Valley. In fact, I look over at Cooney. We've been there for a short time.
You have? Did you see their facility? Do you know of their
no.
mining outpost? The Archaeotech facility that was deemed greatly important.
I believe we secured that location, haven't we?
No. We came across some of their mining servitors, and we set up a small camp outside the fallen Tau ship. But then we left.
Excuse me. He looks over at Cooney. This one has a ship on world.
I did have to come from someplace, my friend.
I had suspected the rogue trader
know.
brought you here himself. I did not believe you are over 17 light years or more from Tau space.
Wait, what?
I wasn't made aware of that fact, but it...
Tau space is directly east. We are on the west of the Imperium. You have crossed the entire width. Cooney. You have traveled further than any Tau has ever traveled before in your own ship. Unheard of. Impossible, in fact. How?
Well...
Surely it's more than 17 light years.
It's actually a lot more than that, but...
It's a lot more than 17 light years.
It's a lot more than that. It's multiple segmentums that you have crossed.
Yeah.
But I couldn't remember exactly how far it is, so we're...
17 meters. Just...
You've traveled 17 days! That's unheard of for a Tau ship.
Well, that's... If that is the case, I'm going to look at Heinrich. I do believe we should hurry and take back my ship.
Yeah. Before they salvage it entirely, before we can even get anything from it.
I believe that I may not be the only survivor, and I do believe we could turn this planet into a place where we could all help each other. I'm going to look at the Megas and say, especially seeing as how some of you, the better part of you, are open-minded enough.
I will be honest with you,
to adapt, right?
Xenos. I want your knowledge, your technology, your understanding. I do not want your philosophy. It does not work with the Imperium. But I am shocked that you have traveled so far in your own ship. If this is new Tau technology, he turns quickly to the rogue trader, it must be uncovered and destroyed. They cannot, they will not cross the Imperium. It would be devastating. You know this, rogue trader. If it is a coincidence or a fluke, of course, then we need not worry. Your technology is impressive, but your ships are pathetic.
I'm going to raise an eyebrow under the helmet and just shrug.
Cray brings up a point. What do you mean, disease? Again, Tau, inform me of how your ship got here. And why is there a disease aboard your vessel?
Crash landed at that, actually, but And as to how we travel this far, to be completely honest with you, I don't know. I believe that we hit an anomaly along the way, and well, we crash landed.
I don't know much. I wasn't actually inside the ship itself, but as Cray described it to me, it's a...
Oh, I am beginning to see now. It is infested with the great enemy. This disturbance you speak of, Tao, your kind does not enter the warp. My understanding of your vessels is incomplete. But I do not believe that you have entered the warp for transit. If this anomaly that you stumbled upon, if this thing happened to be a warp rift, a hole in real space, it is possible for you to be catapulted great distances, for you to survive untainted. You are most fortunate. And the corruption is still there. That is worrying. This world
It is.
has protection against the warp. It is not always active, I will admit.
Out of character, Cooney was present when the guy's head blew up and a little gremlin came out, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just going to raise an eyebrow under the helmet and say, I'm not very knowledgeable about this great enemy of yours, but I do believe that I don't think this planet is that protected as you may think.
How do you
Heinrich is
mean?
sitting in the corner just like, what? Wait, the Tau go into... The Tau travel the warp without a Gellerfield? Is that what happened?
Negative. They do not travel within the warp. As far as my understanding goes, they have not reached that level of technology. But this world is protected from warp spawn. I have seen the data.
Well, we have encountered chaos, or not chaos, sorry, enemy worshippers, as well as those who seem to have some taint of the great enemy, as well as some higher ups of an old village that
Have you
seem to believe
encountered any denizens of the warp, Rogue Trader?
I would say I would know that the Nurglings are denizens of the warp, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so yes, I would say yes. One faction in particular seems to stand out amongst them because one of such warp beasts, one of such warp Xenos burst from its head after we shot him.
That should be an impossibility. That should
we
not...
also encountered renegade Astartes.
What? They should not know of this world. Oh, by the Omnisire, no. No, those... the renegades of my order. The ones who stowed aboard the Rogue Trader's ship and those other ships that assisted him. Could it have been that they sent this location to the... Oh, by the great Cog and Holy Omnisire, this is not what should have happened. You have encountered warp spawn on this world. That should be an impossibility, Rogue Trader. They should not have access to this world.
Something brought them here. we have faced cultists and worshippers of them.
When
Even some of the denizens had some vague beliefs that seemed similar to it.
oh no, this is not how. When I first arrived here, the rogue trader and his crew came down to this world. Their astropath lost their mind from being cut off from the choir. They could not hear the voices. There's a reason for that. The protective field around this world, there are two of them. You can see it as a haywire field, and underneath that haywire field is a Geller field that should prevent the great enemy from entering. If that Geller field has been disabled, it would explain how the enemy is able to remain corporeal here. But I have not experienced any psychers, any astropaths since 17 years. Do you have an astropath? No, your party is too small and your ship is not here. I need more data. We of the Adeptus Mechanicus do not have psychers. We do not have the ability to access psychic abilities. It has to do with the Adeptus Mechanicus implant. Part of the brain is removed, and that section of brain is theorized to be where psychic abilities are formed. But that is how we use our mechadendrites. They are psychically active. They act to our commands and will. We cannot use psychic abilities, but we can use technology to access a psychic effect. Without a psyker to confirm this, it could be that the Hive City, the original starport of this world, they have control over both systems. I am to understand that the Sky Tower has a... it would be more considered a ship-wide Geller field. They were able to convert their force field, their void shield, into a Geller shield. But it was the starport that had access to the planetary version. It is possible they have, some unknown reason, deactivated it. If that is the case, then it is possible that warp energy has been infecting certain parts of the population. It would explain your sightings of warp spawn. If those of the fallen Mechanicus members know this, then we are in grave peril. If they are able to summon, they are able to implant what they have summoned into their technology, Rogue Trader. We may not have the firepower needed alone to combat them. If that is the case, we will need a great deal more than what I had predicted we would need to conquer this world.
Right. Okay. I see. So, if you have any experience with your traitorous kin, would they have stayed within the Screaming Valleys, or would they have moved primarily to the Hive City then? If they saw it as a area of great fortune.
I do not have the data to confirm nor deny. I know this. The Starport, Hive City, if you will, they did not communicate with us. Our brothers that were sent there to make first contact were never heard of again. If they have made an alliance, then our predicament is all the more dire. The mine is not just a mine, rogue trader. It is a subterranean facility. I was under the impression that during the Great War, it was buried. We had sent scouts to find its location, however, they were never heard of again. And in the excitement of finding Titans, archaeotech, facilities that contain more knowledge than what we have lost in decades. For the grab of the Ecclesiarchy, the Adeptus Mechanicus, and the Rogue Trader House, we may have been blindsided to a greater threat and foe. The mine contains weapons, Rogue Trader. Deep underground stored. The perfect place to hide possible doomsday devices. Archaeotech nuclear devices would just be one item I could speculate, but it is all speculation. There are no confirmed knowledge. I only have the schematics for how deep the people of this world dug. It was deep. It was far. It is even possible they have a core reactor there. A reactor that functions using the planetary's core to provide power for for the planetary lasers and defense systems and the fields that protect this place. The power needed to create a haywire field that covers an entire world is massive. An Imperator-class Titan could not produce that power. The core of a world could. If the mine and the hive are connected, if my dark kin and those twisted degenerates have formed an alliance, it may be better to flee this place and accept a great loss rather than unleashing an even greater enemy on the Imperium.
So out of character, this sounds like it's going to affect my bottom line.
It does. It does indeed.
So Heinrich kind of sits and just stroking his like chin, just like fucking finally trim the beard back down to like a fucking manageable, like regal looking thing. And he's sitting there like, but then my profits would suffer. So Do you have any? Right. Then we're going to need to. I would not like to have this threat on our back door. TLDR, there's a WMD weapons cache somewhere in the mine where we need to fix the stuff. Yeah. There's a WMD cache in the mines in the Screaming Valley where Jim's ship crashed. And the orbital Geller field and orbital fucking planetary defense field are controlled in the city. So, one, we know for a fact is held by the Dark Mechanicus, and two is being held by the hordes of mutants, cultists, and fucking Minotaur men. There's already been one great battle on this fucking planet, besides the Men of Iron. Right. I think our best bet will be to attempt to try and unify everyone. If we wanted to fight this, our best bet would be to unify the factions we can. So Mechanicus, Sisters of Battle, raise our own little fucking force of half-breeds, as well as the Fetids. We may need to go north to make contact with the Fetids again. We need to find their fucking main base.
Well, this is their home too, so actually, no, never mind. Kuni doesn't know these things.
Well, we would have told you about that.
You would know that this is their homeland.
Yeah, you would know that this is their home, and we would have talked about this. Good lord, they have literally been living here for.
You wouldn't have the same lived experience that that Heinrich and Cray were forced to go through of the psychic visions that they were shown, but you would have the basic information. The Fetids were here first, kind of. And there was a great conflict where something came. You probably wouldn't know what the Men of Iron are, Cooney, but you would have
no idea.
an idea that they're a big enemy. They're something to be scared of.
Nope.
Oh, no, that's fine. He's probably Albie's probably gone for a tunnel. He's on a train.
I'm just thinking more along the lines that Kalindra knew about the camp and was at the camp.
Yeah, you would definitely have some of the information. You just wouldn't have all of it like the other group did, because they had the psychic visions to show them everything that happened.
Yeah, that's this thing. Like I forgot that I wasn't Kalindra, that I had Kalindra's knowledge, so I was like, oops, I don't know that.
Yeah, there's all the basic stuff you can say that Cooney does know. That there have been wars on this world. The Fetids are technically the original inhabitants, along with those down in the Hive City. That the Imperial forces and the Fetids both tried to fight the Hive City and were annihilated. So yeah, you have the basics. You just don't have the in detail stuff.
What forces did the Rogue Trader throw at the city? Like, he threw infantry, some mechanized units and such, correct?
Everything they had. And it cost him everything, including his ship.
Did they have Titans?
No. They did not have Titans, that is true.
We do know there is a fucking Titan holding bay, as well as a fallen Imperator-class Titan.
There is indeed. The only problem with that is you need the mine. Well, you need the mine, and you need the mine.
We need the Korean. The Korean.
Yeah. The mine
we
has
need the Korean first to
heavy equipment.
Get the thing up.
The mine has heavy equipment. Technically, so does the Sky Tower. They do have some heavy equipment. in the underground facility that you guys haven't been into, they do have some heavy equipment left. But it's not like a lot of their caches were, utilized. But yes, there is, particularly the mine has the heaviest of heavy equipment that you could access.
Yeah.
And the Archaeotech, the Sky Tower, has some usable stuff that would help them get... mainly it's about picking up the Imperator Titan and getting it off the fucking elevator. Because currently they can't access the shit down below because the Imperator Titan has just died on top of the elevators.
Yeah. Right.
Out of character, don't we technically have two... I forgot the name of the thing, but things that can power entire systems / planets?
Yes, we do. No, we have one that can power a small city, and another that can possibly power a planet or a hive city.
Yes.
So we could be able to recharge the fucking get it back ticking over a good bit with the fucking perpetual motion device.
I think Craig might have a lot of fun then very soon.
Yeah. Albie, get your ass back over here. Get over here.
Whilst it is a possibility to access the Titans, you would need to convince the Explorator, Heteroconomicus, to allow you. You would also need to hope that someone on this world is a 1 in 10 billion rogue trader.
Of course.
It is a lot to ask. I suppose it's not impossible, looking over at Cray, that we could create a Principe. It's never been done before, but this world does have a number of facilities. I was able to change.
Facilities. We have already discovered one medical outpost. I say outpost because it is not a full facility. However powerful that machine is.
I would recommend dismantling that facility and bringing it to this location.
Yeah, I like that idea. Like this place is very neat. I also want to get orbital lasers played up so we can, defend this place correctly.
That would be the one next to Izmir, Cray. So the genetic manipulation, the genetic augmentation lab. Yeah, med facility.
Our outpost.
Oh, shit. Hang on. We have 2 perpetual motion machines now, right?
Yep.
Yep. Of different qualities, but yeah, you do have 2.
Of different qualities, but we could use one to broker a deal with the mechanics.
Ooh.
True.
We can straight up it'll help solve their power issues if we can broker a deal with them. Yeah, because we now have the 2 machines, we can keep the better one for ourselves and do whatever the hell we want with that, and possibly use the smaller one to help with not only their forges, but also maybe get some extra juice into their fucking generators so they can have the best of both worlds.
This is true.
Oh.
I would also suggest... go ahead.
Pointing at the Magos here, we can get you a good standing with them as well. Because we have kept the device secret for so long, it is our rediscovery of you, and by extension, our assistance of you and you assisting us, that can put them not only in the graces of the mechanics, which you want to learn more about and from, but also a begrudging acceptance from the Sisters of Battle and the priesthood, because they need the power as much as the mechanics and the people do.
This is not something that I would be able to achieve, but you, Rogue Trader, acting as
No.
as a
You see,
diplomat, could.
You act as our guidance. You have lost something great, and I point down to the fact that he's in a spider skull. But through your persistence and your belief in the Omnissiah, I nudge, like, yes, nod head, yes.
He nods.
You persist and showed us the cache of Archaeotech. We can bring back some more Archaeotech as they requested for their parts and services for the mechanics. And with the perpetual motion device, we can use that to assist them as an even bigger bargaining chip. And with the story along with it of your assistance in it, they have no other choice but begrudging respect at the very least. The mechanics will be interested at the very least because you are a living servo skull now. No offense.
None taken. I have no problem meeting. In fact, I am infused to meet the mechanics. The ecclesiarchy, I would leave that in your hands to negotiate.
Of course. No, that is fine. But that will be another thing for you to rub in their faces. You helped solve the power issues that their leader is so desperately clinging to, yet still blinded by.
And Cray, I would point that it would definitely run a planetary laser. And I can, at the very least, see if a rogue trader who is already in their good graces could negotiate. It could work. But I would also posit we have little data on our enemy in the Twisted Ones, as they are called. I do not know why the humans are called the Twisted Ones. It is what the Fetits called them, from my understanding, and it was given for their machinery. Their
I'm sorry.
creatures they used against us. But I have not seen one of the humans of that city.
I'm sorry if this may sound naive, but could it be because they're twisted?
I'm just
Their creations
Choose.
are twisted. But are they? Can they be negotiated with? I doubt it. But another possibility be infiltration. We attacked them head on and lost, Rogue Trader.
Yes.
There is no reason why they have to be attacked head on.
My thoughts exactly.
Good clearance.
Yeah, good lord. The next roll would have been a 100. Holy shit.
You had 3 failures for the first 3 rolls, so yeah, it's a good clearance.
186, 96. Good lord. Oh.
No, nuclear weapons and
and
virus bombs, my friend, are not something any normal Imperial force has access to.
Please do not activate a virus bomb on this planet. Please, I am begging you. I do not want to lose this fucking money machine because someone decided the best way to kill him is the fucking virus bomb. Wait, no. Yes. Oh.
I would posit for us to get the Titans operational to gather up a force strong enough to take on, and not just take on head on, the planetary laser that wiped us out last time. We would have to attack from multiple vectors. It would take time, months, if not years, to collect such a force. Assassination can be done quicker. At the very least, it could be used to acquire knowledge. Securing the mine would be of great importance in the aid to acquire those Titans that are locked away, kept from active service due to their greater comrade blocking the path. But knowledge is power. To understand our enemy, to know our enemy, could be of vital use. I would not give up on the idea of making contact with them. If you are able to, that is, to manipulate them, to gain access to... It is possible to create a demi-virus bomb. He starts thinking to himself and going over certain numbers and calculations. It is possible if you could have a sacrificial pawn release a virus within... to create such a thing would take time and would much effort and resources, but... I would not pass up fellow Adeptus Mechanicus members here idea of a virus being infiltrated into the hive and released. Someone would need to be sacrificed, of course. I'm not suggesting you yourself, Rogue Trader. That would be a loss too great to bear. He kind of side-eyes Cooney a little, like you can see the little laser just kind of edging towards...
We're not turning the time into a suicide bomber.
Only that there are...
of inbred mutants for that.
Very well. Again, as growing an individual that is acceptable to be sacrificed could also be of use.
Oh my god, can we grow a... Oh my... Why did I think of that?
The issue is
grow the
time.
Designated bomber over the bomb.
I'm going to put a nuke, so we need you to grow a human around it.
He just got like 2 buckets. One's full of like human eggs, one's full of human sperm. You just keep throwing them at the bomb until the baby grows around it. That's science, right?
That's how chaos works, right?
That's how babies are made. Where's the stork? I've left out its offering. Jesus Christ.
I would also posit that the mine would have access to great amounts of promethium and other raw resources. Genuinely speaking, and he goes into a more complicated... But he explains where promethium is created, and it goes over your head, Heinrich. Craze would be quite interested. But essentially, the further down you go in the planet's crust, the more promethium that you're likely to find.
Well, because of one of his underlings, we are already gathering up some promethium from a...
it's only because for one, it's because I am reading your messages, Crow. I'm just trying to find areas where I can put them in to what's going on. It's basically it's a natural well is below the Earth's crust, and that mine goes deep enough that it could have access to a vast amount of promethium. What do you mean unshielded reactor? What?
What do you mean unshielded reactor? Were you not there when they booted it up? The entire mechanics facility is being powered by an unshielded plasma reactor.
Wait, no, what? They cannot have. Oh, Bardium. They are overloading the reactor to gain more power to access more facilities.
Oh, God fucking damn it.
The quest for knowledge, rogue trader, comes at the sacrifice of everything else.
Yeah, my fucking sperm count was included being that close to it. Jesus Christ.
They could not wait to acquire more power, so they acquired more power themselves. Understood. This is why I do not work well with others of my kind. Others of Riser. We are strange enough in good company to understand. Of course, we are unaffected by the radiation in most cases, and with proper medical facilities, most radiation damage can be to some extent. He looks you up and down, reverted.
See, now I'm feeling self-conscious. What did I miss that the radiation has done to me? Just as the conversation's going, I'm gonna like walk over to like here and see if there's like a mirror. I'm just gonna start staring into like looking at my fucking face for like patchy areas and fucking like.
I would not imagine your short-time exposure, rogue trader, would cause any significant damage. Long-term exposure would be fatal, of course. They provided no medication for you. That was definitely an oversight by their standards. One who understands the human body more, I would have thought, would have provided it. Did you undergo any examinations by the biologist?
Sorry, 1 second. I'm not saying it on stream.
My rogue trader, we must take you to the medical facility at once.
That just immediately came to mind as like, God fucking damn it. It's just like the perfect fucking prank to pull on the fucking Magos. It's like, hang on a fucking second.
Why am I black? Hang on.
Hang on a second. I was white before I went in there. What the fuck?
I would imagine that you have sustained minimal damage. Your genetic seed will recover in time. I can prescribe a number of medications to increase the recovery of your fragility.
To recover my virginity? What?
Fragility.
Oh, fertility. Okay.
Oh, sorry, yes.
No, virginity.
No,
I was really concerned.
4 minutes. Fragility, isn't it? Because it's the health of your sperm.
I can't remember. I think it is.
I may have said the wrong word. I may have said the wrong word. I may have said the right word. But you also said a word that also works, so kind of, yeah. He can give you...
It is virility. Yeah, no, you're right. It is virility, but I could have swore you said virginity.
I think it's because of the accent as well, the peeper's voice. Because when I said it, I was like, is that the right word? I think I'm saying the right word. But that didn't... So yeah, it might have been my fault. I will apologise there.
Oh, virility is how good you get it up.
Okay. I mean, radiation might also affect that as well. You never know.
Just give it a fucking smack. Yep, no, it's fine. No little blue pills yet, Magos, thank you.
Not a pump? Okay.
No!
There is a number of paths we can take. If you wish to meet with your allies first. That is a good possibility that we could acquire more personnel for this facility as well. If you wish to take some time to acquire more forces, I do not know the extent of the supply chain within this base, but it is possible that we could acquire more servitors. They would take time to grow the organic components. I also need to repair my body.
Yes, that is as well. We have a surplus of genetic material we can make use of. If need be.
But we're most...
See, now I'm getting evil-minded. I'm getting...
The Ismerians, bring them.
Yeah.
The Shield Sisters, acquire some.
Shield Sister, bring me their...
Bring me their ovaries! We need them. I suppose you only need one. There's a few thousand eggs there.
Yeah, true enough. Oh, God, there we go.
It essentially comes down to time, Rogue Trader. If you wish to build up forces on this planet, it will take time. If you wish to scout the enemy, knowledge and data would be acquired and would be very useful. But I will, of course, leave this in your domain. I will not overstep my bounds.
I nod. I thank him.
But I would make one point. It may be better for you to not inform Heteronomicus that I live. Inform my acolytes and associates. They will join you, without doubt. But the others, it may cause schism. I am not well respected within the Order. I have strayed too far in many regards. It's why I find more sage company amongst rogue traders.
I'll nod that very well. We shall keep it on the down low for now.
Of course, as a rogue trader, you do have the right to acquire certain assets. You can use that as your explanation for why a number of tech priests have joined you. The mechanic Heteronomicus, call him Hetricus for now, his name's too long. He will not enjoy the fact that you are taking tech priests from his limited number. They are of riser. I'm sure he is less than pleased with their presence. I will point out, Rogue Trader, the Leif worlds are mighty. Their understanding of weapon components is also mighty and enviable. It could be of benefit to you to take some components to trade with them. They would be very pleased to have some of what lies here. He may not hate you as much if you salve the wound of stealing his less than desirable acolytes by providing him with certain items. And not the Archaeotech servitors. Don't give them to him. They're too valuable. Some of the destroyed things, they can spend time putting them together and fixing them. They like that kind of thing in the Leif worlds. They are, after all, some of the greatest gunsmiths and weapon... Yes. Just for a bit of side lore, I do believe the gun... God, what's it called? I forgot. I think it's called like the gunmetal smiths are of the Leif worlds, from what I can remember. So some of the best guns in the Imperium come from the Leif worlds. Sort of like it, when you look in the Dark Heresy book, the weapons that are, you can only get them at best quality, they come from the Leif worlds. So...
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Is it armor as well? It might be armor as well. Oh no, it is armor, because they make the specialized Skitarii armor. Yes, the red carapace. Red Guard carapace?
Yeah, Red Guard carapace as well, yeah, because the Red Guard are still used far more in the Leith worlds.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, you're very correct, Albie. It's guns and armor, so... Basically, he respects them, they just don't respect him.
Okay. Okay. No, fair enough. Is there anything you found in this facility so far that we can basically strip for components and parts? Because we're going to need some of it for trading with both the Mechanicus and the Mechanics. Or the Lay of the Worlders and the Mechanics, to try and differentiate them.
And he looks over at Cray with a bit of a sad look. The items, the security forces of this place, they have much technology within them. They would be the ideal, as the components are already damaged. There are some components, I should imagine, that are here. I have not done a full assessment. I do not believe there are any complete weapons here. I think most of them were shipped off when this place was abandoned. He kind of gestures at himself. The servo spiders have much technology in them, as do their miniature... They have not been designated, or I have not designated them. The miniature warhound things. The bastards that shot me and killed me. Their weapons are plasma-based. They would be very pleased to have them. I am regrettable to offer. However, I did kill a number of them myself.
Yes, quite a few actually.
I would be willing to provide you with... kind of grumbles and mumbles to himself. One of the miniature warhounds, and one of the servo skulls. The name is my own form. He looks over at Cray. Looks over at Bob. Yours is far more fine than the ones that are found here. How did you acquire that? Never mind. He kind of actually, after saying that, he fires up a little web. And he kind of swings over to Bob and examines him more closely. This is a 0-1 module. This is a custom-made thing. He goes back to his position. Do not give that to them. I would be willing to provide the one that I destroyed as compensation, but no more. So I will bring you all over to the map that I'm on, so you can see the loot that I'm talking about. Hang on, may take a yeah, it's taking a minute to load, but it's getting there. Oh, it's got to get all the components in.
I got it. Fuck you.
So all the things on the right hand side are what he's killed. The ones in the middle are the ones that he's offering up that you can use as trade. All the other stuff is what you have killed.
The ones, the purple dots are the ones that have completely exploded, correct?
Yes, some of them are far less salvageable than others. He doesn't dismiss the idea of giving the fucked stuff to them. But essentially, yeah.
Listen.
If it's purple, the chances of you getting a weapon out of it are almost none. But you can get components.
Yeah, that is fine with me, because I will gladly trade all of like majority of the components to the mechanics, because they'll actually do something with them.
So this would be to the Adept. So this is the Adeptus Mechanicus that you would be trading these two. So I just need to double check mechanics and Adeptus Mechanicus. They're two different things on this world.
Yes. So lay of the world and mechanics. So I don't trust the lay of the worlders enough to give them anything that might honestly give them a weapon, but at least like some of the parts and shit, especially archaeotech parts that might be better suited to fitting into like components and stuff they're trying to work on. One moment.
So for Cray, for Cray, the components are more important. No, not the component. The weapons are more important for Cray, because there are technically Leif World weapons here, or weapons that the Leif World now produces. And Cray can use them on himself. So the miniature Warhound Titans, there's only one of them that Cray can 100% get a weapon from. That's a plasma weapon. That is literally created in the Leif Worlds as an integrated weapon. So it's giving them the fucked versions. They might be able to make one weapon functioning from those components. So it's a phase plasma rifle. It's technically not as good as other plasma weapons, because it does 2d10 damage. That's it. There's no pluses, there's no add-ons as standard, but there's no explosion. It cannot blow up. It doesn't overheat. It doesn't have any issues. That basically is a Tau plasma weapon, only it's still on the Imperial type of plasma weapons. It doesn't use ammo like the Tau plasma weapons do. So it is a different type of plasma, the technology-wise. But that's something that 100% you get from the Leif Worlds. Also, the I don't think it's the... So technically, the Spider Skulls, they're plasma weapons. They're miniature plasma. You could turn them into their microplasma guns. They're technically what do the Jacaro make? I said it earlier. They make the small weapons. Digi weapons. Yes, thank you. Technically, that's a digi weapon that's attached to them. So, Cray, you or whoever wants a digi weapon or wants a you can get them from then, or if you want to fix one of them, you can have a a comrade who has the Archaeotech servitors, the standardized version that were built here, also have a Leif World weapon, which is and I'm opening up the character sheet now, the Integrated Archaeotech Las Blaster. Well, it's an integrated Las Blaster. That's what the Leif Worlds make. So technically, Cray has the opportunity to acquire 3 of these weapons that can be integrated into himself. To create them non-integrated is a bit more difficult. You can do it. I'm not saying it's impossible. But for Cray, there are more items that, in my opinion at the very least, are things that you guys want to hold on to. That's why the Magos is... So this is a really big gesture from the Magos. He's offering up his ability to have these types of weapons. You're offering up all the fucked versions. So that little parcel in the middle here is quite a good... That's not a bad little thing to offer to get people on side. You can improve it, of course, if you want to chuck more in. I'm only trying to really make it dead set. Those items are worth holding on to. Only give them up if you can use your abilities and roll the right dice to get, you can push that you should get something really good. And also, this Magos, the Peeper Skull Magos, would also infer that onto you. Don't give this shit up lightly. He's willing to do it because, well, his new body is going to have some Archaeotech shit in it that you're not going to be happy that he's stolen, but...
Of course.
You know, he's offering up something good now, and he's just not telling you what he's taking later on, basically. I would really like to show you what he's going to be later on, but I'm not. I'm hiding it. It's going to be a surprise. Yeah, so at the moment, this is the parcel that you guys are that can offer to the Adeptus Mechanicus in the Titan area. If you want to add on more stuff, it will give you more bonuses. In fact, I think that one's more fucked. Oh yeah, that one's, I think, more fucked than the others. Some of them are more damaged than others, but... But also, if you guys want... Like, again, if Heinrich wants another Servo Skull to act as his companion and defend him in combat and so on and so forth, then you don't want to give up all the Servo Skull, Spider Skulls. You know, if Cray wants to have a miniature Warhound Titan follow him around and act as his companion in combat, although he already has technically 2 companions that he can have, then he can. If Cooney wants to utilize certain components, again, these are, and I'm going to make it better, these are things you definitely don't just want to be throwing away. You want to get something juicy for them, so... And I would imagine that Cray has kind of called dibs on certain parts. But there is also another fully intact Archaeotech Servitor in the... Well, it's not fully intact, actually. There's a Archaeotech Servitor that is waiting to be put together in the base. So if you don't want to have a functioning Archaeotech Servitor, there are components there that you can... If Cray wants to take the Las Blaster and insert it into himself in a non-degenerate way, he can, you know. It's there.
Okay. I like this idea.
So, coming out of character, for a moment.
Yes.
We are also getting nearer that time when we may have to call it. I will need to ask if a Jiminy is off the phone at one point, how much longer he has.
I have about 25, 30 minutes.
You guys have answered me, but I just realized I was muted this entire time.
Really?
Yeah, because I did say I was back.
Oh my! I saw you say you were back, but I thought you immediately got called away because you didn't unmute.
Yeah, I thought I had unmuted myself, so that's my bad.
Oh my god, Jimmy! Jimmy!
I'm here. Yeah.
Jimmy!
Oh, I love that.
Like,
I love the fact that you were like, oh yeah, you were answering me. You were answering my questions. I'm like, really? You had no idea.
I was like, the few times I said something, you were like, oh no, this and this. I was like, oh, so he is hearing me, so you're good.
But why the fuck does he keep talking over me like that? What the hell?
I did at one point go like, wait, can you guys actually hear me? And you guys didn't say anything. I was like, okay, hold on.
Hold up, wait a minute, something right.
And yeah, so there's an awful lot of stuff that you guys need to work on. The your shuttle needs work on. If you want to create, forces, grow them, you're going to have to spend time. Fixing up the weaponry and equipment and so on is going to take time. So there's not an urgency that you have to go to the next mission and you have to go in. If you want to go round and talk to everyone, discuss, talk to your allies and bring certain people here to train, to help, to so on and so forth, you can.
Out of character, the matriarch of the Fettits was dying, right?
Yes, the old woman is dying. The younger next in line is of a completely different political persuasion, shall we say.
Because if I remember correctly, the old lady, the old matriarch, wasn't exactly on our side with the young girl.
She was more isolationist. The old lady was far more, we need to stay isolated, we have to look after ourselves, whereas the younger generation were more open to, no, we need to take back our planet, we need to regain our borders, and so on and so forth.
It was like, Cooney doesn't know this, I don't think so, but that could be one of the avenues. We could go check up if the old lady is already dead, because she was close to it, wasn't she?
So the Fettits, and again, you are right, Cooney wouldn't know this. Essentially, I believe it was Emma. I'd have to look at the map again. Who is the younger, the next in line to lead? She basically said, "Look, I will inform you when I'm in control." You kind of got an idea that the Fettits are on your side because at the Ployne camp, your new or formerly new outpost has Fettits who have been sent there to help you.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a turn that they want to help you, that you've helped them. They kind of trust you a bit more. You seem to be somewhat trustworthy, that you're not going to screw them over. Things can change,
I mean, I am a Tal, so cooperation is in my blood. I wouldn't backstab them unless they backstab us first. And I don't think they will.
Yeah, so Craig, you technically you can trade the perpetual motion engine. The only thing is getting a Titan operational, getting a Principe who can actually survive connecting to a Titan. These are all things that take an awful lot of time. As long as you're happy doing big time skips at certain points to get big, fuck off, massive projects done, it's perfectly fine. It does mean that technically we need to spend years on the planet to get an army operational, to get all the things, to get a Titan, a Principe, to get everything going, is going to take years. Which in Rogue Trader is perfectly acceptable. Normally you would literally be like, oh wait, we want to go from one end of the Imperium to the other end. Well, that takes you a year minimum with the best ship.
Yeah.
So you're meant to have big time skips in the Rogue Trader game. We don't do it because we're on world, you're not in a ship, you're not in the warp. It's very difficult to have bigger time skips when it's just you guys here. Now, technically, also, you have an assassin, possibly, maybe, in a cryo chamber, which is why I brought up the assassination part.
Yeah,
That's a backup character, though.
So here, it does work very well as a backup character. It does also work. It could be a Clixus assassin. It could be any assassin. We could roll to see which one it is, and you control him and be like, right, okay. We're going to go and do a face-to-face meet. We're going to try and do diplomatic effects. If you don't want to do the big combats, you can try and do a diplomatic thing where you make contact with the Hive world and you have the assassin take out the heads of the planet. I've kind of left it so there is an option to possibly speed run per certain sections. We might roll to see how effective it is. Again, if it's a which one has the nuke in it? It's not the Calixus. It's the Eversaw.
Eversaw.
Yeah, there is a possibility that it's like, oh well, you nuke the place where we win. But then, yeah, there's also, it's a great backup character to bring in. It's also a great way to bring another character in. It could also be an Inquisitor who's in there. You don't know.
To be
well, no, till we
honest,
pop it open. Let's open the funny box.
to be completely honest, I would prefer to keep it as a backup character, because having just a Vixer is it doesn't sit well to me.
It's just another way of, if you didn't want to do, if you wanted to go a different way about it, if you wanted to try and do, well, we're going to infiltrate them, we're going to get them on side, we're going to get a meeting with the leaders of this place I wouldn't make it that easy. You'd have to do a lot more role play and a lot more roles in the persuasion, and yeah, there would be a whole section around it, but that was just a way of, you could do the assassination thing that way. Or there's also the Albie way. We're doing the British Empire way. Gun beats sword, bitch. A gun beats spear. Yeah, there's an opportunity to do it either way. I'm also worried in case the campaign peters off and it's like, well, the guys want to get into space. We need to have options to get off this world and go to other places. There's that. But yeah, if you want to build up an army, if you want to build up these certain things, we're going to have to do some big time skips. Which again, I've got no problem with, as long as the group's happy with that, we can. I'll have to have certain things happen. It's going to be funny when you go back to Izmir, because I've got a whole list of things that happened back there. There's lots of options for you to go down. That's more. I may have given you too many options, but
I don't think it's time for a time skip just yet. I don't think we need.
No, not right now.
It's just if you want to build up that army, have Titans, produce a Principe to do. That's when we need to look into doing bigger time skips. Which at that point it will be a case of, right, I need a list of things that we're doing. Because it might take the Adeptus Mechanicus 2 years to get a Titan fully functioning, get a Principe that grown to. But in those 2 years, you're building up Izmir, you're building up this facility, you're building up weapon stashes, custom-made components for weapons. There'd be a lot of stuff that you guys are doing in the background.
I personally don't think we should do any time skips until we deal with the Sky Tower. That's my personal opinion. Until we can deal with the Sky Tower in the long term, I don't think there should be anything over a week, maybe a month.
Unfortunately, Cray, you can't. Well, no, I won't say you can't.
Ooh.
Again, for you guys to pilot a Titan, you need to be a 1 in a billion person. This is why the Imperium will sacrifice anything to save a Principe. If a Titan goes down in the middle of the enemy, they will literally say to an Astartes chapter, kill yourself to save that man. Any cost. Fucking get him out or her out. It's the only time the Imperium will sacrifice everything to save one man. Because that one man or woman is just that valuable.
We do have...
Warhounds are a little... This is where I get very confused sometimes. Warhounds are meant to be the easiest to pilot, but every Principe is put on the same level of value. But you have to be a very, very special to be...
They're seen as more...
an Imperator class.
Newer.
You know? Yeah, they are. They
moved up from like the from the Knights and such to Titans, essentially, at that point.
Yes.
If that's how their Principe, or if that's how their Knight House works.
It is possible, it is theoretically at the very least possible to make a Warhound Titan more of a Knight. You would lose an awful lot of the bonuses that you get, but it is theoretically possible to make a Warhound Titan shitter so that it's
Don't forget, don't forget, at the bare minimum, we need at least 3 pilots. Because you need the primary Principe, then you need the Moderati and the... So,
funnily enough, from what I understand at the very least, Moderatis can be tech priests. You can get augmented enough to be able to be a Moderati. For standard humans, you are correct. They are essentially a slightly lower class of princeps.
They're Principes in training.
Yes,
Moderatis.
But you can
if they're human, but they can be piloted. That role can be taken up by the tech priest, but it does mean we need to then fill the actual like engine seer role for the Titan.
Yes,
with someone else as well, because again we're using up one tech priest in a role that they could be used elsewhere.
Yes, you are quite. So technically, to get a Warhound running, you only need a Principe and 2-3 tech priests, at least 2 who are heavily augmented, who can handle the strain on their systems. You'd basically be talking about a Domitus in the class of tech priest. You'd be talking about a Domitus, someone who is augmented specifically for war, who can handle, and they're not that common. You know, they are very high up in the tech priest. Like Cray could become a Domitus. That is possible.
Okay, no, I'm not gonna make the joke. Sorry.
No, not that kind of dominatrix.
I was like, that priest can be kind of geeky, huh?
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, they could be.
So yeah, technically, you could get a Warhound Titan up and running in a couple of years. I suppose you could attempt to augment a human, like genetic, like it would probably really, like their lifespan would be tiny, but you could possibly stick someone in the genetic augmentation lab and try and change them enough so that they could be a demi Principe, but their lifespan would be fucking short. It'd be like, well, we can use him for 2 years, but after that he'll turn into goo.
That's
I
fine.
mean, we do have a bunch of cannon fodder, so maybe.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, putting an Izmir, that'd be an insult to the tech priest, wouldn't it? Yeah, we've got
It will
this.
be a
We've got
massive
this.
insult to the tech race, but good lord, will it burn out quickly and funnily.
It would.
Yeah, but like,
You know the fucking scene from Home Alone where the guy gets like electric shocked and you like see a skeleton and shit?
Yeah, yeah. It'd be like
Just
that, but
with
he'd be
a bunch of
slowly
Izmirians.
gooifying.
it would at least be funny.
You could get a combat out of him, and that's all you really need.
Yeah, it is all we really need. We just need someone to be able to operate the weapons to fire. Like even then, like most of the time, weapon servitors are used for firing solutions and such. It's
Yes.
someone who it basically the princeps' the primary role is to bring order to the machine spirit.
Yes. And the
Which is why they
Moderati
start off on
take off some of the
Warhounds, because
strain.
while they, yeah, it's why they start off in the Warhounds, because the Warhounds have the most ferocious spirit, but they are one of the more easier pilots, or one of the more easier titans to pilot. I will kill you first, and then Winchesters for such heresy. Listen, we're just talking about making a human battery, all right? Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Battery.
But yeah, the options are available to you. I mean, from me as the GM, I am speculating that what's going to happen is there's going to be like 3 or 4 episodes of you guys going round and speaking to all your comrades and or allies and trading and getting people on side, and there's going to be let's double that to 10 episodes of we know how this works. Anything I say, it's got to be doubled or tripled. So
congratulations, you've now doubled the 10 episodes.
I mean, we might surprise you, and something that you think would take like 3 episodes takes 1.
It has happened before, but then I've also been there and like, this will take like 10 minutes. Wow, they've been here for 3 weeks. What's going on?
Wow, we've been annulled for 30 episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I do remember the SCP game. Do you remember the SCP game?
I do remember the SCP game.
Like, oh yeah, there are like 100 doors you can go through. Which one do you want to go through? The one quickest to the to the objective.
Fuck it, we beeline. We literally beelined it.
Yeah. Fuck
I'll be
everything.
right back.
This is scary.
Oh. No, too spoopy. No, fuck this.
Yeah.
Professor, sir, where do we need to go? This way. Nice. Let's go.
Yeah.
And then I got turned into a tree.
I mean, you did try to do the betrayal thing.
I didn't do the betrayal thing. I stepped on it. And that was apparently enough to infect me. I tried to make sure it was dead.
I waited too long.
You
My
had your
beer is
characters,
going
never
to
mind,
be
I forgot about
frozen. I could feel it in the can.
Because one of your characters tried to escape, right? And
Oh,
got
yeah.
turned into paste.
Yeah.
Man, I want to play SCP again.
I have an idea for SCP, but it involves SCP-5000.
I don't know what is SCP-5000. I'd be down to whatever, man.
Hang on. Ping Eris. That's her job.
Yeah, I could 100% see just almost one episode of Cray just doing tech use stuff to get servitors up and running, to get weapons fixed and prepared, to get there's a lot of roles I can see coming in the future just to get equipment up and running, to get custom grips for weapons, and then there's still the Tau ship that we need to do, which has stuff happening.
I really want to get to the Tau ship.
And then you've also got the mining facility, which I've already started. Well, no, I basically finished most of it. Kind of, sort of. So the mining facility, the Tau ship, although I do need to add some other stuff to the Tau ship. Unfortunately, the maps for the Tau ship, I need to completely go back and redo all the maps for that. I looked at the maps a while ago and I was very disappointed. So I need to go and do some better maps for that. To be honest with you, I've only added the horse for the twisted ones. That's all I've added so far. I've added one character. He doesn't have a character sheet yet. I've just got his concept done. I've got the concept for the twisted ones all sorted and set out. I just need to create the bloody character sheets. So yeah, there's an awful lot of stuff for you guys to do still before I'm even contemplating big time skips. But you might say, well, hang on, let's spend 2 weeks here just getting equipment and other stuff going, and then we're going to go off there, and then we're going to do this, and then we're going to... there is a point
I do like my
when the
like my
Fetids
plan
will
for,
contact you.
using the... Yeah. And I cannot wait. Because then I get to go see that big castle.
But yeah, your idea of the perpetual motion machines for, that's a brilliant idea. I mean, technically, you could trade off both of them and get vast resources. Because I know the Mechanicus would want it, and I know the Sky Tower would want the other one. So,
Yeah.
You would like that, wouldn't you? But we're not.
Yeah, but I want the perpetual motion machine so I can power up a fucking a planetary defense laser. Damn it!
Honestly, if you attach that thing to your ship in the future, you get vast bonuses on your ship.
Holy shit! Yeah, fuck yeah. That's also a good point. I need to upgrade my fucking ancestral ship after I fucking reclaim it from my bitch of a mother.
You can literally have a weapon system completely powered by the perpetual motion machine,
Expecting that one.
This can attest to what very little backstory I did end up giving Heinrich. His mother being a bitch who abandoned him without his ancestral ship is there.
I mean, to be completely honest with you, I've also been doing... So I've done very little for outside of this world, but I have been looking into certain aspects and certains... Because Heinrich was meant to get a ship. How the hell did he get picked up by pirates? How did he...
I was waiting for my new ship to get fucking furnished. What happened?
I mean, I do need you to actually add the background for Kuni, because Kuni doesn't have a background currently. Because I was working on it, got writer's block, and this was like, fuck it, this is what happened. I was like, yeah, fair.
I mean, it's kind of okay for Kuni, because I'll be completely honest, there's no way you're going to Tau space. I cannot deal...
Well, it's going to be far too far for us to get to Tau space.
I don't mind the fact that
There's not enough lore. I'll be complete. There's not enough lore for me to put the Tau... For me to go into Tau space. I would have to make up too much stuff on the fly, which genuinely hasn't gone that well. So, because I don't like the Tau. So, I'm going to be arseholes to them because I don't like them. It doesn't go very well and I don't want to upset my players. So, I'm like, technically you could chuck in whatever you want, working with, humans and so on and so forth. And it all flies, it works. I'm not... Like with Heinrich, is a little bit more important once you get into space because he will be the driving force. Whereas I genuinely can't see why Heinrich would be like, yes, Kuni, I'm taking you back to Tau space. We're going to go see the
I'm
blue
deporting
people."
you from the Imperium.
I honestly don't mind on having Tau space. Like, that's okay by me.
Oh, God.
And I had to change the law about Lucky Space because, again, it's meant to be in the Sol Galaxy. And it's like, no. Why would it be next to Terra? It's on the west. It's on the other side. No, hang on. It's on the east.
Good Lord.
Yeah, Lucky Space is literally in the Sol system. And yet all the lore about Lucky Space says that it shouldn't be in the Sol system. So someone here had a fuck up. They should have said it was this way, not in the middle. But that's something I could change that doesn't hurt anyone's feelings. You know, I'm like, yeah,
Fair enough.
But yeah, so in the next episode, essentially, it's either you guys working on this facility or it's you guys heading back to Izmir, basically, to go and reclaim. Well, not reclaim. To go and start off your journey of, right, are we going to go to the Adeptus Mechanicus? Are we going to go to this place, to the Sky Tower? Are we, just going to check in with everyone? There's already at least half an episode of content for Izmir when you get back there. So,
yeah. I think getting this place off the ground will be a good start. So getting some of the more desirable ones, as Albie likes to call them. I don't know why he wants to fuck them, but fair enough. As well as maybe some Fedids and the tech priests would be a good start of getting this place up and operational, and then get a hold of the mechanics.
You got to
introduce some more breeding stock into from the Sky Tower.
You got to get your Astartes here as well. Well, maybe not.
Gotta get the Astartes here as well. This is going to be a much more refined base for him to stay in. I think he will like it more, although he will have to walk across the ocean. We will need to find a better way to transporting him across.
Yeah.
Also, how long has it been? Because we still have two or three, like a small amount of Izmirians watching the boat and the car.
So it's essentially you left the Izmirians, you got to the base, you did combat, you've basically spent a day here. Actually, I should have probably said that at the start of this episode. When you had your showers and everything and you cleaned up, you probably also had a sleep. So it's been a full day. You're now onto the second day where you're have had this chat and have gone through things. So although a lot has happened, it's only technically been 24 hours since you've left the Izmirians. By the time you get back to the Izmirians, it's going to be like a day and a half that they've been on their own. How much? Yeah, they could probably get into quite a lot of trouble.
Yeah, they can. But hang on. Was there a hangar area in this base? And is there component parts for flyers that we might be able to fix our flyer with properly?
Yes, there is a landing spot on this island. Let's call it a helicopter pad for now. There's a landing spot for you to land your aircraft. I would imagine, because there are facilities here, they're just kind of abandoned and empty, that one of them would be a hangar, an armored hangar, because it's a military facility as well. So there'd at least be an armored hangar that you could put the ship in. Specific components, there may be some components here that you can use on the ship. There might be specialist components that Cray has to make, but this facility has the ability to make specialist components. The only thing that might be a bit difficult would be like advanced computer components, but you could salvage them from other components. There's going to be I forgot what the word is. There's going to be computers here. Cogitators, that's the one. There's going to be cogitators here that you could technically take apart to get the electrical components, the microchips, and so on and so forth that you would need to repair the ship. It's still going to take time, but it's going to be a lot easier to maintain it and fix it here than back at Izmir. Kind of why I thought you guys were going to fly the ship over.
Yeah, but we can do that now.
You
Now we
can,
know.
you can.
Preemptive scouting, and we didn't alert any enemy AA. Fuck them. Sorry, I really need to pee. I'll be back in a second.
No worries, so do I. I'm crossing my legs like a woman here. Like, just hold it. Just clench it down. It won't be able to leak out. Yeah, you can technically bring the ship here, and it has a hangar bay to be stored in and to be worked on. And yeah, you have all the forged components that you would need to make components for the ship. Yeah, it did almost crash last time. You are right, Craig.
It's gonna be fine.
Don't get me wrong, I understand why you didn't fly over. And admittedly, you weren't meant to have... Like, when I gave you the boat, the gunboat, that's at the point where I was like, okay, the guys can now go and do this mission. But then you went and did the slaver camp first. So that just gave you the other a way to get to the island. Technically, you also have a couple of extra servitors here. There are two... is it Omniclass? Not Omniclass. Monotask servitors. So you can have them do very basic jobs for you. To get stuff that, like, Craig can give them jobs. Like, I want this hangar bay cleared out, and I want certain things tidy, and they will understand and be able to, you know, move boxes and prepare the area. So even whilst you're away, certain things can happen. And once you get the tech priest who's at the medical facility, then you've got another tech priest who can assist you in you know, Craig can be like, well, I want, for example, something that I'm really surprised you haven't already made on all your weapons. Here's Cooney's grip. You know, you get a piece of plasticine. Here's Cooney's, or a piece of clay. Here's Cooney's handprint. Here's Cray's handprint. Here's Heinrich's handprint. Make us a load of custom grips.
Yeah, good shot, actually.
The tech priest can then make a load of custom grips, which you're literally just attaching to weapons. So you've all got custom grips. So you can leave jobs for the tech priest, and if the tech priest is here with the servitors as well, then she can, you know, control them and get them to do even more stuff. So yeah, projects can move on a bit quicker because you've now got actual help who know it's not just Izmirians. Can you do anything? No? Well, we're fucked. Just stay here and be inbreds. We'll help you out later on. It's the same with the milkmaid and the baker. You know, they've been able to push things along whilst you're away. Yeah. I'm terrified my beer is going to be a slushy, so I'm trying to hold it in my hand to warm it up.
Nice.
Nice.
But yeah, I think that is where we're going to end this episode. I've just looked at the time. I asked the group at 9:15, and they said it was about half an hour-ish. So it's been about that time. So I think this is where we will end this episode. I certainly hope you've all enjoyed and are looking forward to future episodes to come. Yeah, thank you all for watching. Take care, everyone. And as always, bye-bye for now.
Bye!
See ya!
Hey!
Glorious.
We're back at it again, baby.